came from initially, it was very loose idea that it was just literally just this idea of something set in a staff room, you know, and trying to do it more royal family in style at first, where it was just going to be people coming in and having a mundane chat in a staff room, and then we got together on it, we started collaborating, didn't we, on it, and it's just started to develop from there.
Yeah, I think sometimes with the characters you've got, that, even though that style, the initial style that Ryan mentioned, obviously does work and has been successful in some formats, just felt like, you know, sometimes the characters don't get a chance to breathe and be kind of, you know, organic in that sense. So before we knew it, they became real characters that could really drive a story and ultimately a series. So we felt we had to go on that direction instead. But I think it's been more beneficial to do that.
Absolutely. So it was the initial conception was from there, and then it just developed more as we developed the characters, and then we did a pilot, and it was an amazing learning experience for us. It was an amazing experience of how you learn how to do everything wrong and get everything wrong. So when you do something like that, when you come back to do a series like, you know, we got the opportunity to do, we wanted to make sure that we really fixed everything and got the characters really right, and we found our own style and direction for the show as opposed to mimicking something that sort of already existed, really.
Totally.
So I got involved with the show by Ryan McDermott was basically stalking me for ages, and he was relentless, and in the end I was like, okay, I'll be in the show, God. No, not really. He really sort of, he put forward his case, and he was like, I've written the show and I'd really like you to be in it and read the script and let me know what you think. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever, this happens all the time. Just reading the scripts. It doesn't happen all the time. But anyway, he got in touch and put forward a really good case. Ryan McDermott has got the most amount of energy I've ever met in anyone in my life. And he said, read my script and I've got a thing that I would like you to be in, a pilot. And I was like, all right, yeah, that sounds exciting. And I read it and I was like, this is great. And so over the course of several months, we sort of like, I say we, like I'm taking the credit, Rye put together this amazing team of people, and we made the pilot. Health and safety.
Oh yeah, dangerous world we live in and all that. Stay safe at work because you never know what's around the corner. I mean, you could end up dead, and we don't want that, do we?
Right.
Well, I got involved with this show in quite a bizarre way. Some years ago, I think probably about 10 years ago, a very sad young student called Ryan McDermott wrote me a letter and asked me if I would, I think, be in a programme. I think it was about a school. He asked me if I would appear in this programme that he was making. I think he was about 9 years old at the time. No, he was about 18 or 19. And apparently, I actually wrote back to him. That was a first. And some 10 years later, he contacted me and said that he'd had some success as a young writer-director, and he was planning to do a pilot about staff in a school called Staff Room, and would I be involved in it? And I was quite touched that actually he'd remembered me, and I remembered him. I'd forgotten that I'd written him a letter. That was a bit of luck. So I don't know, I just had a feeling that there was something to this, so I got involved from there, and I'm very glad I have. And I have to say that the initial scripts I saw were very interesting and promising, but my God, you know, the pair of them really came up to the mark. They improved tremendously in the 5 episodes we've done. I'm very pleased and proud to have been involved in it, and it's a strange but bizarre connection that's worked out beautifully.
My favourite aspect of the show is just the fact that the people we get to make this with, I think. I love the stories, love the episodes, but I don't know, I think I actually love working on it even more than the actual end product is. I shouldn't say that, but it's true. The people that you work with, the team you put together, and just the collaborative effort, I think, behind the whole kind of concept and the whole series itself is great.
Personally, I love working on this show, and this sounds a bit sad, because there are so many young people in it, and it's so fresh, and it's so different, and is actually really funny. And a lot of situation comedies appear to be quite forced, I think. There's also a lovely feeling in the show. It's grown organically around Ryan and Adam. It comes from their lives together. And what we see in the show is we see their relationship and we kind of love this relationship between the two of them. And then in the mix comes Lucy, so you have a triangular relationship, and you immediately identify with all three of these characters. And at different points in the show, we feel for all of them in different ways, and that gives it a step above a normal sitcom, I think, because we feel for them all the time. And of course, as in something like Only Fools and Horses, we get to love these characters, and we live their lives with them. And in that mix, you've got this mad, bizarre character, Principal Kipling, who I absolutely adore playing, because he's just such fun, and he mixes the whole thing up. So it's refreshing to play, and it's thoroughly enjoyable, and we have so much fun doing it, and it's such a nice team.
My favourite aspect of working on the show was how everyone just pulled together, and it was such an incredible team of people over 1 week, and it was just the most amount of fun imaginable, as well as the scripts being really wonderful as well and really fun, and we really feel like we've made something quite special in a unique way as well. And I feel like this is the way that things are going to go now online. It feels like we're sort of at the forefront of something special.
I think for me, it's always the best thing is going to work with your best mate. There's no better thing than that, you know.
I should have said that. I feel bad now.
Do you feel bad? Yeah, I took it. So you know, it's going to work with your best mate, because literally you get to write. You know, you get to spend 3 to 4 months really close, you know, together, and a lot of things that happened in real life.
Yeah, rent free as well at my flat. So,
rent free. So a lot of things that happened in real life made its way to the show. So it was exciting. So you know, you're living your life at the same time as writing it. So things that are happening are going into the show. So that was really that's my favourite.
There are some moments in the show which genuinely slightly embellished versions.
We'll leave it to you to guess what they were, but people have been mistaken for being a man.
Where's Ian Butterworth? Who are you? Who am I? I'm the one that gave him the black eye, and I'm here to give him another one.
He said that a man gave him that.
Oh, right, so he's still at that, is he? Calling me a bloke.
I was about to pick a favourite episode.
I'm gonna go for episode 4, just because I absolutely love the performances. I think we were never ever better on paper than that episode, because I just think it's everything that I really like. And what I really like is I like a high concept character, but at the same time there's just complete heart in there. There's so much heart in episode 4 with Ian and Lucy, and Julian putting Ian up to things, and it just, everyone's character is defined so great in that, and Kipling is just insane in that episode.
It's difficult to pick a favourite episode, but I think probably my favourite is the Trustful episode, as a particular fabulous performance from a young actor playing Seb, who comes into the show, and he really helps to really make that episode, I think. But it's such fun, and it has my favourite line in it, which is,
"These tables are stacked to fuck, and you are going up them."
And although the tables weren't actually stacked to fuck, it was such a great line, we had to keep it in. I particularly like the episode because I think this is the only time where the 4 of us, if you like, the heroes and heroine in staff room, actually they're all winners at the end, because they all conquer this complete arse who's come into the show. And it was a great idea, the whole idea of having a trust fall where someone really comes to grief who's been so pompous, even more pompous than Kipling.
I love that episode. I also love episodes 1 and 5 as well. I think 1, I love the story in 1. I think it's really funny. I think it's just like some really, really laugh out loud moments. And episode 5 I really like because it kind of feels like things are getting tied together a little bit, and also there's sort of an end to a story arc in some ways. And also, there's loads of characters on the screen at the same time, and it's great to see some characters interacting with others that haven't kind of met until that moment. So I really like episode 5 for that, and it is really funny. And Pat Sharp's in it.
And Pat Sharp's in it. So what more could you want?
My favourite episode is the one with Pat Sharp in, because I was really starstruck. And actually, I really like that episode because it's sort of the climax of everything, and you've got Ian and Lucy, will they, won't they? And it's a really, really fun episode. And by that point, it's just like built to a crescendo of joy. Yeah, episode 5. So stick with it.